know a few influencers also.
But you're not interested in me.
It's not equal though. You said this and it makes me really, it's annoying. You piss me off a little bit.
I'm feeling quite emotional now because welcome to the very first episode of the Saffy Show! I have my very own podcast now and it is going to be unfiltered, organic and obviously fun because I'm fun. And the first guest we have is none other than my superstar, super handsome, super funny Leon Potter, who is also my boyfriend.
What an introduction.
You love me?
Yeah, of course.
So I guess in today's episode is getting to know more details about our relationship, like how we met, blah blah blah. So let's jump right in. Okay, so maybe you want to start with an introduction.
Introduce myself again.
Yeah.
So everyone probably has seen me on TikTok by now and Insta. But essentially introduction. My name's Leon. I'm 30. I'm from Australia. I live in Australia in Melbourne. I'm half Indonesian, half English. I'm not Malay.
So he's also not Muslim.
I'm not Muslim. I'm Catholic, but I'm agnostic. Like I don't really do the religion thing. And yeah, what else? Like I mean, we've been dating for like 1.5 years now. So
coming to 2 years.
Almost 2 years. Yeah.
We met in Bangkok actually. So how we met was actually kind of like by chance. You could say like what's that butterfly effect? I would say.
Is it called butterfly effect?
I guess so. I mean, honestly, maybe I'll tell you guys the story and you guys can decide if it was really like a chance, like a fated encounter. I was in Bangkok with my best friend and we were at this vinyl bar. My best friend was interested in his friend, so we didn't really speak at the bar. But they exchanged numbers and my best friend and I decided to go out to the club because it was like a girls' trip. And we went out with like our friends who were living in Thailand as well. So we went to the club and she was like, maybe I should like ask him out, like that guy. And then I was like, yeah. She was like, do you mind? And I was like, no, I actually don't really mind because I was kind of in like...
Just doing your thing. Doing your thing.
Kind of just like, I've given up all hope on men. So I was just like, fuck it, you know what? I was just gonna
You're in
like...
your fuck men era.
Yeah, definitely. I was just like, ugh, like whatever, okay man. So she went out with... He came and then obviously I think he brought Leon as a +1.
I went to support him, with his journey.
With his journey to get laid. No, but they didn't actually lay with each other and neither did we.
Why the fuck you lying?
So, he was like bored, I think, I could tell. And I kind of like went up to him because I was bored too, but not in a way that I thought he was like fine. I was just like, oh, this is like someone that I can talk to probably make the night end faster. And actually we kind of instantly clicked, I would say.
Yeah, we
not
clicked.
Not in a sexual way, but in a...
No, we clicked for sure. Like it was a club. I don't really club anymore. I'm pretty laid back guy these days. So it probably not the place I'd want to be, but yeah, Saffron introduced herself and then we got to chatting and then she kept me company and then we just clicked sort of. So yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess.
He's so bad at telling stories. Okay, but yeah, so I think we exchanged like details. So I met him actually the next day for like coffee and I took him like for a tour around Bangkok because it was his first time there. And after that we realized that we actually get along really well and we also continued to hang out with each other because we both went to Koh Samui together and then we both like separated at the end of the trip and I was like kind of shattered and in tears. I was like, so yeah, then we kept in contact and yeah, I think it was, this is my first time doing like actual long distance. Yeah, so I didn't really have much expectations of where this was going to go. And I just learned how to keep a positive outlook on the relationship. I think I also liked you for the right reasons, not so much like because you're fucking rich. or like you're fucking handsome,
Yeah,
or like
although people on TikTok think I'm really rich because of how my house looks and how big my pantry is.
Singapore is just small, that's why.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think the relationship, like the interest was genuine, like you know, from both sides. And also, I didn't even know, like, I mean, not that this would make a difference to like me, really. I didn't know you were an influencer. I didn't know you were well known. So and you obviously had no idea who I was.
Blah, blah, blah. Proper name, place name, backstory stuff.
But I think that made it a lot more genuine because it was genuinely like random.
Yeah.
And usually, like in the past, for me, and probably most people, like you're dating within like mutuals and all that kind of stuff. Like you're dating within a lot of the time, like the environment that you know pretty well. So
I agree.
For us to meet was it was really random.
Yeah, it was pretty chance encounter, and the funny thing is, the guy that my best friend was interested in was like so not her usual type. I'm like, really? You think he's cute? Like he's more so, actually his friend is more so my type. Vietnamese, like tattoos, look like bad boy. With like, he has like blonde hair as well. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, blonde hair at the time.
Yeah, so I was quite surprised when she said that she found him attractive because that's usually not her taste. So I was like, okay, so that's why I really thought when we met, like looking back, it was like supposed to happen because we would have never crossed paths. How do you think it's like dating influencer?
Okay.
I think like maybe you can share some of your experiences dating Singapore's top influencer. I'm joking.
Not joking, but no, it's honestly
Top podcaster.
Soon to be top podcaster. A lot of people ask me, especially at work, a lot of people ask me, like I've had this question like a million times, like what's it like? Like it's not really like much different like to a normal relationship. I think the main difference, if you like, I'm not really like a social media guy. Like I don't post anything. I'm a pretty low key person.
Yeah, he hasn't even posted me on his IG page yet.
Yeah, also I don't really post on it. Like, I just post stories. Like I only post stories of food and stuff because that's pretty much all I'm interested in.
So you're not interested in me?
No, it's not that. It's just like I'm just not like really proactive with that kind of shit, right? Like and also in Australia, like lifestyle there is not like super social media. There's not as much intensity with social media. It's more of like a laugh in Australia. Whereas like in Asia, like social media is part of like everyday life. Everyone's on their phones constantly. Everyone's watching social media constantly. So it's more normalized here. And I think people have this perception of influencers like it could be some sort of negative and stuff. Because I grew up in Asia as well. Like I know a few influencers also, but
more famous than me.
It's just they're just people. Like I mean, it's your job, right? So you treat it like a job, but you also make it pretty like organic the way you go about it. Like I've said this to a lot of people before. Like you just, you know, if you want to film some content, you just get your phone out. You don't make a huge deal out of it. Yeah, sometimes I have to take photos or help you with videos and stuff like that. It's not, as long as you make it easy for me, I'm not really like, I don't really care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what you do. The other side of it is like people noticing you all the time. You or we always get noticed, like at a lot of places. But people are generally like really positive. Fans, like they come up to you and they are, even in Melbourne, they've come up to you and then they've also been like, hey, it's so nice to see you, blah, blah. And they're all like really lovely and like they could like genuinely support you. So I think it's definitely not negative at all. And I think maybe the negative part is like the mean comments and stuff like that, and people who like sort of the incel stuff that you can't really avoid. But I think for me personally, I don't really get bothered by it, but I'm not you. So obviously I get bothered by the fact that it might make you feel a certain way sometimes because some of the comments are really mean. It's just getting you to a point where you can deal with that. You know what I mean? Like it's not as, I think it's not as bad now, but you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I'm just laughing because like you're super long-winded. But
yeah, you asked me a question.
Yeah. No. As in, I agree with you. I think when I first started dating him, I was still like trying to get used to all the negativity on TikTok. And like it's quite constant because I think like growing up in like the social media space, I've always been on like YouTube or IG, which is definitely more curated in terms of like the comments. Like, it's not so outrightly mean or like trolly. But I would say with TikTok, it's definitely shifted a lot because of the way people use the app. It was obviously very hard for me to take it at first. Growing up, people have always been like really nice to me online and like telling me that I'm really pretty. And then obviously I had like a huge weight gain. Like past few years,
Not
and like
huge.
it wasn't
but
huge, but like
people make it feel like it's huge.
It felt like
also,
huge.
what's the problem with it? Like that's also the negative part of the society, right?
Yeah.
It's just the Asian thing.
Yeah, so to
Yeah.
me it's like that really hurt me, and Leon was really good in like teaching me how to compartmentalize my feelings or realizing that I shouldn't get so affected by things online. But it's just like you taught me kind of like how to detach. I think since like meeting you, I've definitely become more emotionally regulated, and another reason why I really, 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 really love Leon is because he teaches me to stand up for myself. Yeah. I'm feeling quite emotional now because he's leaving tomorrow. So I'm actually really sad.
Yeah.
Because like it's not easy when he leaves, and it's hard because I really do enjoy you being here. And I think this trip, because he actually came for like 2 weeks. It was our first time being in Singapore for such a long period, and I think because when I usually go over to Aussie, my life kind of adapts to his. So now it's like him adapting to my life, and him being here. I genuinely really enjoy your company, and genuinely feel that we have good like chill chemistry in the house, which is something that's really important to me because I don't really want to be in a relationship where I constantly have to like go out and do stuff.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, so I think that's good.
I'm fucking lazy. Yeah. I'm not really about that anymore.
And yeah, I mean, it's been really lonely because when you're not here, because I don't really go out, and I've kind of like kept myself like at home. Not that I don't have friends or family that I hang out with. I do. It's just like different, because you miss your partner. So yeah.
I guess that's the challenging thing, and also going back to the what's it like dating an influencer, like the LDR adds a different element as well, because like we're supporting each other like from afar also. So like you also have to be like so much more independent, like both of us. And going back to like you being like so much more in the public sphere of stuff, getting all these comments and support and all that kind of stuff, like I can help you like detach a bit more and stuff like that, which you need to do when you're alone, because you don't have like me directly here to support you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's like one of my favorite things about Leon, because he is a very emotionally grounded and mature person. I have grown a lot in like mentally since I met him. I think a lot of you also realize like through like commenting on my TikTok and IG and like sending DMs to me telling me that like, oh, like Saff, like mentally I feel like you've really glowed up and you've become like so much more mature, and I really like appreciate all the nice positivity that you guys have given me, because I think it really reassures me in my relationship with you. I feel like because like my community online to me is a very special community, because I don't really see you guys as like my fans. I see you guys more as like my friends.
Yeah, I think that's what the relationship feels like.
Yeah, like we're really all like brothers and sisters.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why like when most people probably don't know this, but like when people DM you, like you actually have conversations with people over DM that you will never meet, or that you've never met before, like literally someone completely random, you don't know who they are. And like that's probably why like I would say maybe different to your general influencer. Not to take anything away from them, but I think you're a little bit
can
different.
think something.
No, I'm not going to say anything about anyone else, but like everyone does the job for different reasons, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you do it because you can connect with people on this level. And like, and that's one thing that I really like about you, because you're authentic. You know what I mean? So like, and I think everyone knows in social media, it's probably not the most authentic place. You know what I mean? Which it's an advertising space, but for you, like you able to blend those two things together. So I think that's something that's really unique as well.
Yeah, I think also another thing I really, really love about Leon is that he is really assuring in terms of his words, and that's probably like one of my top love languages. I mean, it used to be physical touch, but since becoming more mature and realizing like what I actually truly really need. I mean, I do love hugs and kisses, but I would say that it's important for me to be with someone that can assure me through his words. And like Leon doesn't say things just to say it. Like everything he says has like meaning and purpose. When I know he says something, I know he truly means it. Like for example, you tell me like to believe in myself, and then you tell me a lot of like good points about myself. It's something that I really enjoy because I think being in like Singaporean society, people are negative first, positive later.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and I find it really taxing mentally because I'm generally a positive person. So I see the good before I see the bad, and I'm the kind to always like say good things about other people first before I say bad things. But I feel like in Singapore it's probably like the reverse. Since we are like on the topic now, what would you say are like the key differences with dating like someone from Singapore versus like dating someone from like Indonesia or like Australia? Like I guess like general differences of like the culture, I would say.
Yeah.
Since you've been in both places now.
Yeah, well, been to all three, right? So, like, I think key difference would be the vibe. Like, Singapore's great for many reasons, obviously, but like, I think the general vibe of the society is pretty negative, whereas Australia is like a pretty laid back and positive place. You know, it's quite contrasting in that way. Whereas like Singapore's like very serious, like
We work hard to secure our living.
you need to do this to be successful. Like, you know, I think that's ingrained with you guys since you're young as well, which results in like a lot of stuff like you're hardworking and all this kind of stuff. But I think it's like a lot more pressure than is required. So like, whereas in Australia, like people have better work-life balance. People, you know, they connect probably more on an authentic, like deeper level with each other. They're just chill and more laid back. So like typically you're going to find like, people just, it's just different. Like you're just going to feel a lot more like carefree and stuff like that. You can really create your own world in Australia. Whereas I think in Singapore, like you guys are all enmeshed with each other.
What like are the differences that you think like dating someone Singaporean Chinese versus like the Indonesian?
I'd say it's not that different. I'd say probably, I think Singaporeans are more stubborn for sure. Like Singaporean girls are probably more stubborn, like more argumentative probably.
You know my husband very kanasai leh.
Less submissive.
Wait, is this a fucking play about us?
Depends what you like. Like Indonesian girls, like I'd say they're probably a little bit more submissive to the guy. I think that's part of the culture. Obviously there's balance and stuff like that. I'm not like one of those guys who are like, I have to be dominant and stuff like that.
Baby, I'm playing on you tonight.
You know that, I don't have to be that way. Like I want an equal. But that's probably the biggest difference, first off, because like whenever we
Argue.
yeah, like whenever we don't agree on stuff, which is common, which happens all the time.
Yeah, we are.
But we're both stubborn as well.
He is so stubborn. You are so stubborn.
We're both stubborn. And like we're both very headstrong, and we both believe, like I believe in myself, in my opinion, very highly.
Me
and,
too.
And you also. And we're both Aquariuses and all this kind of stuff as well.
Oh yeah, that's another fun fact about
which
our
makes
relationship.
our relationship great. But also, I think Aquariuses are very like assured in themselves and their opinions and stuff like that. So I think that can clash sometimes.
Aquarius gang.
So I'd say that's probably the biggest difference. And I'd say probably more so that with like Southeast Asian girls or Indonesian girls as an example, they're probably just more naturally like motherly kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I mean?
I feel like they're more warm.
Yeah, they're more warm and they're self-sacrificing in a good way. Like
I think they put their family first.
Yeah, they put their family and their husband or whatever first,
Yeah.
right? And that's probably something that I've grown very accustomed to because obviously my mum is Indonesian also. She put me first, you know. So
Yeah,
like,
she always put you guys first.
yeah. So I think that, and when you date Indonesian girls, it's pretty obvious and like they'll look after you in that way and they're quite motherly. So I think that's where the main difference is. And Singaporean women, I think, well, based on my only experience, they're, and from what I can see,
Tread lightly.
from what I can see in the public as well, from my observations, they're a lot more dominant. They're like more masculine than most like guys here.
Period.
I think the guys here seem to be more passive.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it's a cool thing because most Asian countries, like the women are passive and the women are not second. I wouldn't say second rate, but I'd say they're not.
I think
They're not
we're
necessarily as equal.
Yeah, I would say like in
generally.
Singapore, Singaporean women are like very educated and
Yeah, they're very strong women.
very strong,
Yeah.
and I think we also are very like career minded,
Yeah.
and I think that obviously makes us like more masculine.
Yeah,
I think in like a I don't want to use like sexist terms, but
They
I
wear
think
the
it drives.
pants though. They wear the pants.
They
that's for sure.
definitely. I don't think it's safe to assume this for like all chicks here.
No.
But I would say like we are definitely more comfortable with speaking our minds, which I actually really like about Singaporean chicks.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think like that's something that I am very thankful for as a Singaporean woman.
I think Singaporean chicks don't take as much shit as other Asian cultures, and like I think that's a really good thing because we all know like in other Asian countries how it is.
I think it's a bit more traditional in other countries.
Yeah, more traditional. Exactly,
Yeah, so I think like in Singapore, it's obviously more money focused. I think in terms of like guy and girl. So
yeah, the dating here is a lot more objective. It's not necessarily based on like
love.
What is love?
qualitative. It's not qualitative where it's like the guy has a great personality. It's more and then he's trustworthy and shit like that. I don't think that is even like part of the top decision making reasons, but I think a lot of it is, and this makes sense as well if you really think about it, but like it's a lot based on like money, career potential or career standing,
Ambitions, looks.
ambition, like a lot more quantitative kind of stuff.
What
And,
car
like,
you drive?
Well, yeah, exactly. Do you own a property, stuff like that. It's a lot more like there's these check boxes and like that's just the way that society is.
Yeah, actually, I
You know
don't
what I
really blame like the girls.
I don't blame it either.
I don't blame the girls
I
like
don't
for
blame
being more materialistic here.
Like material stuff. But I mean, who doesn't, right?
But I think
there's
it's
nothing
also
wrong with
safe to say that other girls like in other countries are also materialistic now. I think it's just like generally like women have realized that we are hot and beautiful and men are fucked. I think in like a toxic way, it's like why not use what God gave me to exploit men because men also exploit us for other reasons. I think in like a very toxic way that is like kind of normalized now. I'm speaking very honestly.
It's true. I'm not disagreeing. I don't see a problem with it.
I think
Because like men also view relationships quite transactionally.
Yeah.
As well. Like they look like a guy,
Like, come on.
a guy whether he's ugly or good looking will want a girl who's hot to him.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and then on the flip side, the girl who has this thing to provide wants to be
With a rich guy.
wants to be with someone who can like tick the boxes for her as well, whether
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
financial stuff. I personally think that's fine as long as they both know
Yeah,
what
what?
they're sort of getting into.
Yeah, it's
But
true.
a lot of time, like I don't know, like I think it's interesting. I think Singapore is pretty unique in that kind of culture. It's quite similar in Indo as well, like because it's Asian as well. But in Indo, the thing would be religion. But then in Australia, like it's not really about like what you are as a career and where you are at and stuff like that. It's a lot more like compatibility.
Moving on, we touch on the differences between like dating an Aussie guy versus a Singaporean guy. I've been with, like a few Singaporean guys, as you all know, from my past. And actually, Leon is my first ever like white guy that I have been in a relationship.
The whitest
guy that
I'm 50% white.
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably the whitest.
Another fun fact: our fathers are from the same city. I think another difference between like Singaporean guys or like Chinese guys that I've been with versus Leon is that I would speak to the good things about Singaporean men first. I think they are more acts of service.
Yeah,
So-
start with the positives, yeah.
Yeah. And that's something I think I am trying to teach Leon about
What was that?
acts of service.
Acts of service.
Okay. I'll give you guys an example. Okay, so I was out having a meal with my close friend who is with his girlfriend, and then Leon came because they wanted to get introduced.
Oh,
we went
yeah,
to
yeah.
eat chicken rice,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we went all eat chicken rice, and then Tommy, my friend, basically gave a portion of his food to her first before he ate, and then I was like, oh, I really like. Actually, that's something I really do
Yeah.
like about Asian guys, because I think in some sort of way it's like doing parental role, like father role almost, like the
Yeah,
dad.
yeah, it's like daddy stuff.
Like
yeah.
daddy will like give his wifey like his food, and then like pull out her chair. He will always make her walk in like on the side or inside of the road, inside of the pavement. And like in dating Leon, like he's not so like maybe well aware of these things, because I think
Yeah.
you're also like quite Australian, even though you're like halfy.
I'm pretty laid back, yeah. Like I'd say my interpretation of acts of service is different. It's a different type. It's not so. I'm not trying to devalue that. Just trying to say it's not so like like that shit is like anecdotal more so. Like my acts of service would be more so like supporting you like mentally, emotionally, that kind of stuff, and like always putting out time to like support you with that kind of stuff, cooking for you. You know what I mean? So not maybe it's just like a different version of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's similar concept.
I think it's maybe more like rooted in like Chinese culture.
Yeah. It's probably more cultural specific. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more like culturally specific.
Because even in
to-
India, right, like in India, like the woman serves the guy. So I think that's just part of the cultural difference.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying I'm expecting you to do that. I'm just saying that's the difference.
I think I don't mind.
I wouldn't mind it though.
Or you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
I don't mind. I like taking care of my partner.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want him to take care of me more.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So we kind of like actually had like an argument about this. About
We
this
butt heads
chicken.
on this quite a bit.
Like on this chicken rice example.
You should offer me without even me asking.
Did you offer me? No, right.
That's also like another con of dating someone like outside of the culture, because you kind of need to like integrate with each other. So if you date a Chinese guy, most definitely, okay, maybe not, I couldn't say this for like all Singaporean guys, but if you date someone who's like from a more rich background or is more traditional and rich, he definitely would pay for like most things. Okay?
Probably, yeah.
And when I was single, I was dating some red flag men, but they were mostly paying for me. So when I started dating Leon, he is more accustomed to things being more equal.
You are fake news.
Like, I wouldn't say it's like a 50.
It's not equal though, man.
Help me!
It's not.
It's like
70-30.
70-30.
Yeah.
70-30. And like I think that's fair. Because first off, like my bills are crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? I think in that scenario, what you're saying initially is like someone from a richer background. And a lot of the time, like those guys like have a lot more disposable income. And if I did that, I would obviously just pay for everything.
Aww.
But like I don't. So I'm just a normal guy who works a normal 9-to-5 job who has a big pantry in my house. You know, like that's all I've got. I think yeah, if I was a super rich guy, had daddy's credit card on tap.
I think I wouldn't like you though if
You probably wouldn't. I would be a different person.
You
also.
would be so entitled.
I'd be a.
And I feel like, I don't know, okay, this is just double standard for me, but I feel like a daddy's girl is completely okay. Like if you want to spend daddy's money and like be a princess, that's fine. But when a guy does it,
it's pretty cringe.
It's pretty cringe.
Because you're a guy. Like I mean, in Asia, the guy
needs to step up to the plate.
He needs to do his own thing.
Yeah, so I think that's why it's like I would find it a bit like, oh, you're so useless. And on top of that, like I'm a very like
independent.
Yeah.
And your mom also is very independent. Like she's an independent woman.
Yeah.
Literally independently successful.
Yeah. And I earn
every one of us living in Asia has like rich friends and people who've had like a grandpa who's been successful and like, you know, the son takes over, all this kind of stuff. And that's so fine. And honestly, if I had that, it'd be pretty chill. And I don't look at them any different. Like some of them are my best friends and stuff. But like I think for me, like the way I was raised, like yeah, our parents are pretty similar in that regard because they're both self-made from literally the middle of nowhere.
Like I think my mom also being a single mom has also like made me very self-reliant and goal-driven. So I see things very straightforwardly and like black and white in terms of like my career and stuff. These are the good things about dating Asian Chinese guy, I would say.
So to recap, acts of service and they will pay for more things, okay?
Yeah. And I think the bad thing is based off my general experience, they are not straightforward with their words. So I feel like my character I am the kind of person that I am not going to spend too much time reading in between the lines. Because if you are feeling a certain way about something, like for example, like if I'm with a guy and like I don't like you talking to so many like guy friends, I need you to tell me this. I cannot like see you like change, like switch up your behavior like a fucking pussy, and then like I need to like go up it to you and like B, what's wrong B?
Yeah.
You know, like fuck that.
If you don't like it, just say it. Yeah.
You're a fucking man, like just fucking talk to me. I think Singaporean girls maybe can relate to my experience. Like us women here, we are very strong. Coming from a background where like we are also quite successful and like our parents don't really coddle us that much. I'm just speaking from my own experience, okay?
Are you talking about Singaporean women?
Yeah, Singaporean
okay,
chicks.
okay, yeah.
Like if we don't like something, we'll just say. So I think as a modern woman, that is quite common. Based on like my experiences, like sometimes Chinese guys versus like Leon, they can be more indirect with their feelings, or they're not as good as communicating or putting their feelings into words.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's just like generally our culture. Like our
Safe face, yeah.
Yeah, like it's safe face, and then I think they
Just like avoidant,
and also not so much like, oh, if my girlfriend make me upset, I don't really want to like talk to her about it immediately. I will just like wait for the situation to kind of like snowball a bit until like I burst. Yeah, so I think that was like my one thing I really like about Leon, because like if Leon doesn't like something, he's pretty straightforward. Like actually not pretty, you're very straightforward.
I can be very straight. Sometimes I do a bit of that though. Sometimes I do a bit of the avoidance stuff because that's like part of my shit. You know what I mean? And obviously that is the Asian side. And
I think we are more avoidant when like we do long distance.
Yeah, because it's hard. Like when you want to talk about shit over the phone, it's hard.
Yeah.
But then like in person, pretty upfront. And you will be pretty upfront as well. You know, like yesterday you pissed me off a little bit and I said like that really pisses me off.
Yeah, pissed you off?
Yeah, remember?
Oh yeah.
It's alright. But like and that's why like now it's like it's fine. Like it's okay, but I told you and then you were like, oh I'm sorry.
Okay, Leon will like when he gets angry.
And it's like it
makes so obvious. Like he'll just like shut down and not talk to me, and then I'll be like, "Are you angry?" He was like, "Yeah," and then I'll
but I'll probably
I'll
tell you why as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's like this. You said this, and it makes me really. It's annoying. Like I'm pretty reasonable, so I think you'd have to agree, right? And like likewise with you, like you're not just gonna say like, "Oh, that pisses me off" for no reason.
I think a final point is speaking intentionally. I think because generally, I think my vibe is quite man. Like not man, but like I am quite masculine, like as compared to like a more typical traditional woman.
Yeah.
So I kind of like, okay, but this is also a fault of mine. Like in the past I always date down. I never date guys on my level.
Yeah. Now you're dating up, so that's good.
But yeah, I think because I used to date down, not saying every partner of mine has been a person less than me, but I'm saying like generally like when I was single, I kind of like picked like I picked some bad.
You dated some guys who weren't peaking yet, that's for sure. But then like
I don't think they'll ever peak. Like,
it's fine, but like every guy has their timeline. But like I think
let me finish my point.
Yeah.
Sometimes men like that I've been with kind of are intimidated by my success or
for sure.
by how driven I am, because I am like really driven. So it makes them probably feel a bit incompetent.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Yeah.
But also, like generally with relationships, like I think a lot of times there's going to be someone dating down. It's quite hard to actually date an equal.
I feel like we're quite equal though.
Yeah. I think we're at pretty equal points in our career.
3 hours later.
We've come to the end of this amazing first episode of the Saffy Show. Please thank Leon for coming on. In the very next episode, we'll be touching about our long distance relationship, how we cope, and what makes us still stay together despite our distance. Bye! Remember, like and subscribe. And comment down below. Holla. Oh shit. Okay, bye.
Bye.